31%. 31%. That's how much more consumers will spend if your restaurant has excellent reviews, according to Bloom Intelligence. From Yelp to Google to TripAdvisor to Facebook and any other review site you can think of, having the best reviews possible will maximize your revenue, your profit, and your long-term stability as a business. Here at Elevate Strategies, we craft strategies, optimize your business model, and we elevate your sales. Our consulting company, by way of background, was founded in 2003 by three successful restaurant owners in Georgia who wanted to help struggling restaurants get off their feet. They ran a variety of different restaurants, from one that was a Chicago-based hot dog restaurant, one that operated a McDonald's or multiple McDonald's, one that operated a nice dining restaurant. And through that variety of experience and that local mindset, we help restaurants prioritize customer service, good quality food, notable social media presence, and a good life for restaurant workers. Elevate Strategies has helped over 100 restaurants increase their profits and improve business outcomes since our inception. We help businesses by expanding their social media presence, helping resolve negative reviews, placing digital ads in billboards, and more. Even with our long history in the restaurant consulting business, we offer a free basic consultation to demonstrate the worth of our services. And you can cancel without any fee or payment within a month of signing on. We communicate with clients 7 days a week through text, email, or phone, and we pride ourselves on maintaining real relationships with our clients. We're not just a company. With Elevate Strategies, you'll never be stuck on hold or waiting weeks for a response. We're timely and we're trustworthy in our communications. I have full confidence that with our years of experience, we will be helpful to your business. My name is Jonathan Cassis. I'm an associate consultant with Elevate Strategies. Here we strategize, we optimize, and we elevate your business. I myself have helped over 24 restaurants improve their image. The restaurants I have worked on myself have, within a year, experienced an average 1.2 star increase in their Google reviews, as you can see in this helpful chart. I will always give thorough recommendations on what to do with your business and work on the back end to resolve negative reviews and remove any spam reviews from your restaurant's online profile. My experience in this field will make this process efficient and will produce results. The restaurant I'm reviewing for you, my prospective client today, is Agavero Cantina. They are a Mexican restaurant located in Lilburn, Georgia, and they have been operating for about 10 years. They're known for good tacos and burritos and excellent chips and salsa. Agavero's main competitors include Hacienda Bar and Grill and Taqueria Los Hermanos, which is also in Lilburn. Agavero Cantina does a few things that make it stand out. They have a luchador mask theme that makes them gives them a very unique flair, especially when they come out to sing Happy Birthday when they all come out with their masks. It's one thing that many people talk about. Compared to Hacienda, their prices are lower for very similar food, and on the other hand, they're more expensive than their competitor Los Hermanos, but the quality of the food is better. So Agavero Cantina is a good happy medium of a Mexican restaurant. It has a great vibe. And you as a business owner, I'm sure know all this, but just wanted to show proper due diligence in my research of your restaurant. Now, we will start off by going over 3 strengths of Agavero Cantina and what makes it stand apart. So one of the first big strengths is the great music and atmosphere. This was pretty strong throughout your reviews of a compliment. I take this one that even though it was a 3-star from Maria B, still says that overall this place is really pretty and warming inside, and they are very clean, including the bathrooms. I want to come back and try another dish. So very positive review. Again, she has some criticisms there, and we'll actually talk about that later in the weaknesses section. But overall, the good music, good vibe. That's a very, very strong pro for your business. The second of the third strength that we'll mention of Agavero Cantina is the good food portions and reasonable prices. Take this quote from Andrea B. This place has been around forever, and they still have good food for good prices. Their cheese dip is great and not thin. Thin cheese dips are so gross. Great fajitas among other classic staples. Expanding on that same review from Andrea B, the other third strength is good tasting staples, as she mentioned, the queso dip being very good in the fajitas. And then we have this other review from Debbie Nault that you can see says good margaritas, which we'll get to the margaritas. There's one type of margarita that had a lot of complaints in the reviews, but generally speaking, the staples that you go for to a Mexican restaurant, you have those good, and that's a very good sign for your business. Now, sadly, we have to go to the weaknesses. We never like to discuss them, but we have to as consultants here trying to improve your business. The first weakness that we would want to point out is inconsistent service. Many of the reviews do compliment your servers, your hosts, your waiters. Many of them complain, as this one from David Dilly, which says that he walked in and asked the host for how many, and he was met with an eye roll when he said just one. You can see from the second review there that a lady took her mother there for Mother's Day, and two others were seated before her. Someone says that they were, and this believe this is a review from Maria B. As well, that we said we revisit because her review is very comprehensive, and she says at this bottom one that once the food was ready, it was a complete mess. And so there's just a lot of inconsistent service. Sometimes people get their plates on time, sometimes it's later, sometimes people aren't getting seated on time. So inconsistent service is a definite weakness of your. You can read this review from Sheila K. This complains about some mediocre food items. This was another review. This is just an example review of some theme that we saw throughout a lot of the negative reviews. Here she complains about the margarita and just the food generally. A lot of people complain about the fajitas, some complain about the tacos. There's a variety. However, Sheila K. does complain about just overall, and we thought this would be a good review to kind of show the general complaint of just some mediocre food items that people seem to feel that it's not great. But then again, some people will leave a review and say that your food is great. So this kind of also goes back to the inconsistent service. But generally speaking, there's some mediocre food items that you might want to axe from the menu. This one goes along with the last weakness, however, we felt that it might deserve its own slide. Runny margaritas. Sheila K. is complained about this. We have this review from Bill Lucas that says that frozen margaritas are very runny. There were other reviews that we saw in the same vein, and that is one of the complaints, specifically for the frozen margaritas. So that would be something to address. While for many customers, the luchador theme and the music is great, and I think most customers feel this way. Some, and it may be hurting your business, some feel that the music is too loud and could be toned down slightly, even while keeping to your theme of luchadors and all that. As this review from AC says, the food is meh, service is not good at all, and the place is loud as hell. So that kind of actually touches to the mediocre food weakness as well. Generally, just maybe tone down some of the music and the amount of times that the music goes super loud, and maybe just generally, try to watch that. One thing we did notice as well is that there were very few responses to those who had complained, with the only responses predominantly being on Facebook and Yelp, which there were definitely a lot there. But there, as you can see here, the Google reviews, we didn't see a single response from your business to folks on Google. And while Yelp and Facebook are great, Google is still the #1 review site, and you need to be able to respond to these folks and address their concerns. And that is definitely a weakness. Now back to some positive stuff. Here's some recommendations for you to be able to improve your business. One, turn down your music. Keep the environment fun, but maybe just have it a little bit less loud for some of the older folks and folks that are just more sensitive to noise. Improve your waiter and host training. Again, this is not to say that your waiters are all terrible and your hosts are all terrible, but you might want to just emphasize how to treat customers when they arrive, how to treat customers generally with respect, kind of the customer is always right mentality. Just to emphasize customer service with your hosts and waiters and make sure they're never giving someone attitude. Also emphasize consistency with bartenders and cooks. Again, this kind of goes with the frozen margaritas, some of the complaints about fajitas and all that. You might want to just talk to your chefs and your bartenders. Make sure that they are being consistent, they're prepping things in the same way, and they're not cutting corners. The other thing is with the mediocre food items, you might want to consolidate the menu. The menu's pretty big. You could look at it and just kind of take it down a few notches and get, quality over quantity, have better food items, even if there's less on the menu, than just a bunch of food items that some of them are just not great. And then, if a customer comes and their first time they try a mediocre food item, they're probably not going to come back. And they might leave a negative review. Now to some threats to your business. I mean, this is still part of the recommendation section, but we just need to cover what we think could potentially harm your business to a very high degree. The #1 is inconsistency in service. We saw that wait staff and hosts are sometimes just not attentive. They can be rude. People left reviews that indicated that sometimes the waiters, again, were rude. I rolled at them. This inconsistency in service, again, on the wrong day, can make someone never visit your business again, and that would be very unfortunate. Inconsistency in food and drinks kind of goes along with this. It seems like sometimes people try the fajitas and they're great, sometimes they try them and they're not great. Making sure that your cooks and your bartenders are remaining consistent would be super helpful, because this inconsistency in service, this is inconsistency in food and drinks. If people have one negative experience, they're way less likely to come back and try your restaurant again. People are not very forgiving, especially if they have a bad experience, and we would hate to see you lose so many customers over this. Those two are huge threats to your business. The other one is just the lack of communication with customers who leave negative reviews. It is possible to salvage if someone leaves a negative review and you respond and you say, come back, we're going to give you a free fajita, we're going to give you a free margarita, and that way you can reclaim a customer. If someone's leaving a negative review on your site, they're probably going to talk to their friends and say, yeah, don't go to Agavero. So you want to make sure that they are satisfied. Those people are the most angry at you, and if you can make sure that they like you again, that will do wonders for your business. Word of mouth is everything. Google reviews are everything. Now, here's a helpful chart you're free to pause on and look at of what we believe are your strengths, what we believe are your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. There are a lot of opportunities and a lot of threats. There's room to make sure that your business can thrive for the years to come. In conclusion, remember how important your public image is. Bad reviews can kill your business. Good reviews will help you maximize profit. The main threat to your business is inconsistency. By improving training among waiters and cooks and being more responsive to reviews, you can maximize your potential as a business. It's been an honor to work with you all at Agavero Cantina on improving your image, reviews, and overall business. If you would like further analysis or would like to refer us to a friend, please feel free to reach out to us at elevateinfo@elevatestrategies.com. You can see right up there, there's the contact info, or you can call us at 1-800-ELEVATE, as you see right there. We appreciate all our clients, and as a small token of this appreciation, you'll be receiving this free notebook to your restaurant. If you have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me at any time through the contact info on this slide. And thank you so much for your business.